Well, my technically favorite truck generation has been remodeled. 5 years ago, we got the first GMT800 in Greenville, the 03 2500 HD. 2.5 years ago, the 2001 Silverado was modeled, and nearly a year after, the 2006 Silverado was modeled out of it. Now, there's finally some truck-dedicated modelers on the Greenville team, and one of their first tasks ended up being a full-on remodel of the existing GMT800s. And no shortage of them. Now, I'm probably pretty excited for these trucks, and I am. It was pretty cool to be kind of along the way and sort of see these trucks come along. These trucks were modeled by Wow and Doggone, which I already knew beforehand. I've got a couple models off of them, actually. I have an 02 off of Doggone, not the same one, but an older one he had. I'm really excited for these. These are going to be awesome. They're not cat eyes, as most of you probably know that I like, but these may or may not be the only trucks coming. There may be a couple more. Maybe just a few. Maybe slightly more. The topic of today's video is obviously on the 02 Silverados. The 01 previously, but on top of that, we've got a bunch of trims, and it's been updated to an 02 to also include the 2500 HDs and some beat-up versions. We got some variety now. I do not have all the trims for the 02 right here. Here are all the trims pictured in what was sent in the Future Updates channel earlier today. I don't know how many trims there are in total, but there's a lot of them, as you can probably see from that image. I got to review 5 of them today. There is a lot of variety. There's Duramaxes, there's big blocks, there's 6.0s, 5.3s, 4.8s. There's every engine option that was available in these trucks, besides the 4.3. Nobody even cares about 4.3, to be fair, and nobody really wanted to make sounds either. But yeah, there's probably even some trucks that you didn't even know existed coming. Even I didn't know some of these trucks existed before Doggone teased them to me. Now keep in mind that these are still work in progresses. Doggone pretty much just finished tuning and importing these trucks to get them ready for this video. It was also pretty cool to be along the process, like helping out with them. But yeah, things like the exhaust tip placement and stuff, that's going to be changed. A lot of things are not final for this truck. Also, some sounds are swapped around, or they're not right, or they're going to be changed. This is like a general overview of them. Don't expect them to be exactly like this in game. What I'm showing in this video is pretty much just a pre-production version of the 02s, I guess you could say. Alright, let's do the driving portion now. Probably what most of you are here for. Since we're driving them, we'll be hearing them as well. I actually got to do some sounds for this truck along with Gabe, and together we've made these trucks sound pretty nice in my opinion. I did idles and startups, and Gabe did the actual engine sounds for these trucks. Bluezilla also did a couple of the engine sounds as well. First truck we'll be testing out here, let's go ahead and test out probably the most normal one here, which is this truck, the two-tone extended cab. This is just like a 5.3. I made the startup. There's idles as well that will be in game, but since these are just inserted in models so I can test them out, they're not on here. Has the chrome door handle, the side molding, the chrome mirror caps. It's 1500, extended cab, short bed, just the usual really. But I do like the two-tone. You don't really see the two-tone ones too often, but when you do, they're pretty nice. Here's how the suspension looks on the normal, not rusted out one. Pretty detailed. Here's how this thing sounds. Sounds awesome. The idle is just going to complete that too. Here's the lighting. Has the updated lighting that's been going on new vehicles recently. Here's how this thing sounds. 5.3. The lights up front are pretty cool. There's DRLs that come on usually, which is kind of unrealistic, man. There should definitely be one out since, this is a GMT800 after all we're talking about. But anyway, when you turn the headlights on, those go away, and they change right there to the turn signals. Pretty cool. And here's how it actually drives. It's really cool to see the IFS under there. Actually really detailed. Alright, let's get going. This thing's reasonably fast. Not too fast, not too slow. Definitely not too slow when you see the other trucks. It's pretty slidey. It's rear-wheel drive, so you can rip some burnouts. I consulted Doggone about that, and I said, it'd be nice if they still do burnouts. And that he definitely did. Take a look at this. This is easier to drift than Silas's truck in the current game. I don't know how Doggone did this, but this is insane. And to show you how insane this is, it does basically auto burnouts. If you start the burnout yourself, I'm going to take my hands off my keyboard. Nothing on the gas, the brake, nothing at all. Not even turning, all right? It's doing it by itself. Nothing is on the keyboard right now. No hands on the keyboard. It does donuts that well. It basically just says auto donuts. Like, it's kind of insane. This is manual burnouts. It swings pretty well, and it's pretty controllable too. I am going to be swinging this thing a lot, and it may actually be the best vehicle to do burnouts and drifts in now in the entire game, which is pretty exciting. Let's warm up the tires real quick, get it going, and let off. Oh, I did that too early. Let's maybe actually not do this near the gas station, even though it doesn't do anything. Let's do it in the fire station parking lot. Perfect. Let's turn it into donut right here, and I'm gonna let off. It's doing it all by itself. I'm not touching the keyboard at all. I would show you, but I have no way. But you just have to trust me. I'm literally not touching my keyboard right now. I hope it's still like this when it comes to the game, so you guys can see for yourself. But I've had this literally go on for like a full minute of just it doing auto donuts. Yep, nothing on the keyboard right now. Once it loses enough traction, you know, it goes in a straight line for a little bit, then it'll let go. But look at how thick those tire marks are. I wonder if it has anything to do with how, you know, huge the tires are. They're not any wider really, and just let go. They're not any wider really, but the sidewall is a lot more than normal trucks in game, or really any vehicle. So yeah, this thing, it sends. It sends. It's really fun to drive. Mostly because it does good burnouts, good donuts. I'm getting more excited just simply driving this truck and doing burnouts and stuff in it. This is really fun. I'm genuinely excited about this. All right, let's send it into here. Oh, oh man, this thing, I'd probably flip if I was real life. Oh, you can kind of drift it a little bit if you try. You don't even have to press the handbrake. Oh, oops. All right, let me make it day again so you can actually see the dang truck. All right, let's drift it. I really like how the DRLs, they just come on and off. The way Doggone did these trucks, I really like it. There's a lot of body roll too. As you can probably tell when I kind of, you know, turn or do anything. Yeah, there's a bit of body roll. It goes over pretty much anything. It does. Oh, look at that flex. Look at that flex. All tires on the ground right now. Look at that. That right there is, that's awesome. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these trucks when they're added to the game. I'm already having fun with these trucks. Oh, does some good burnouts in the dirt here. If they already do such good burnouts, I cannot imagine what they'd be like during the winter when it's even more slippery. Man, that's gonna be fun. Street takeover in the middle of the road, you know? They're really controlled. You can truly control this truck. Top speed run. Going downhill. Top speed on this thing is about 130. I think Doggone might lower it a little bit. That's probably a bit too much. I'm not sure if he's gonna lower it or not. I'll try to send it around this corner though. Oh. Let's kind of flick it around. Yeah, let's flick it around this corner here. Go into this parking lot. It's pretty precise of a truck. I like the tune on this. Goes over bumps with ease. Like, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Oh. Absolute ease right there. This thing's a two-wheel drive too. I'm not gonna touch the curbs. I'm just not gonna touch the curbs. Let's see how it does. I'm gonna come close, but I'm not gonna touch the curbs. I don't touch curbs if I don't want to touch curbs in this thing, alright? Look at those tire marks. And I just wasted so much fuel. I actually did waste a lot of fuel. Whoa! I was trying to I was trying to hit that. I couldn't even stop the donut right there because it auto drifts and auto donuts. Yeah. Let's see. Auto donut right now. How long does it take until it stops? It's probably going to hit the corner there and stop. Wait, no, it did it. It's still going. Oh my gosh. There we go. Finally bumped it. Yeah, but this truck is so much fun to drive. Just messing around with the tune, the body roll, how well it drifts. Even the detail in the bed. That's something I didn't look at really before. Third brake light up there as well. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this thing's a sender. It goes. It just finished that on its own. You can really do any gear burnout you feel like doing. You can do first gear. You can do second gear. You can do third gear. And you can even do fourth gear. That's how much this thing just wants to go. How fast this thing swings. Oh, man. All right, I'm not touching it. Auto street takeover. Oh. Oh. Smack the pole. And there goes the bed. Speaking of there goes the bed, I think it might be time to drive the one with no bed. This thing is an 8.1 big block with some minor damage on it. It's got some rusted out fenders, which one thing about the rust, which is really cool, is look at this. There's not just a texture here, but also it's actually sculpted to where there's kind of a bit of the fender gone, like it actually is rusted through. It's really choppy here. And of course, no shortage of dents anywhere. And that fender is shifted in. And this headlight's falling out. GMT800 mod, just the typical things. Fogged up headlights, random rust spots. The Chevy logo, I think that's slightly dented in. Yep, slightly dented in. So is the grille. And it's misaligned. Hood's got a dent in it. Bumper's got a dent in it. Some rust. The undersides on these trucks are so detailed compared to most other trucks in game. Full independent suspension up front, actually modeled out. Even rusty brake calipers. And then we've also got the rusty frame and the rusty rear axle. Rusty leaf springs. You know, the whole deal. Some rust behind the cab. I don't even know how that's possible, but it rusted there too. And got a humongous dent. The door handle is kind of falling off here. This door handle ain't doing too well either. There's a lot of dents. There's a lot of dents. Oh yeah, and apparently it was like involved in a tornado or something, so the roof is kind of messed up as well. And there's rust on the roof. Very patinaed. And on this side, mirrors falling off, dented up door, and the only good body panels on this truck. They replaced red front fender, and they replaced blue two-tone rear door. This truck is the most messed up beater in the history of Greenville. And the taillights are literally integrated into the bumper like an El Camino. This truck is severely beat up. I don't even think there's cab lights. They probably fell off. Thing's sick. All right, let's get going. Sounds awesome. Bluezilla made these sounds. They're a little quiet right now, but hopefully the sound levels will be raised by the time the update comes out. It sounds so beefy. That natural idle. I did make an 8.1/6.0 idle, so hopefully that thing will sound pretty good. But yeah, this thing's quite beat up. There's a lot wrong with this truck. There's a few problems, as you may notice. It's not quite the most efficient vehicle either. I believe this is going to be the new least efficient vehicle in game. The 1500 beater was already the least efficient. Yeah, this thing has a big block with what's supposed to be rod knock, but I don't know if that's going to make it into the game or not. This thing has quite a bit of torque on the higher end. 8100 big block. This thing moves once you get going. Let's do a little launch. This thing tops out, I think I want to say around where the half ton did. Oh, it's 125. I'd assume that's probably going to get lowered considering the, you know, general condition of this truck, but I could be wrong. This thing definitely does some burnouts too, no doubt about it. No bed, no weight on the back, so this thing just goes. Man, those taillights in the bumper. Reverse lights in there. The amount of rust on this truck is insane. It's just like Gabe's truck, if you know what I mean. Right where this thing belongs. In the impound lot, scrapyard, you know? The mirror might be still good. Yeah, I think the mirror's still fine. And the wheels. Take this thing back and hop in. You know, I think I'll take out the Duramax. This blue truck is a 2500 HD. This thing has the LB7 Duramax under the hood, the first LB7 in GV. Excited for the sounds on this one. In the game yet. There are going to be idles when they're actually in the game, or at least I hope they're going to be put in. Also, don't mind the window texture. That's going to be fixed when it actually comes out. And the exhaust tip. Let's get fender flares. This one's a short bed extended cab. Got the tow mirrors. Finally, tow mirrors on the Duramaxes in GV. Excited for that for sure. And cab lights. Look at the texture on the cab lights. It's nice. Get the big beefy HD hood, grill, bumper. The rims on GV trucks are usually sized pretty big, probably bigger than they should be, but this truck is definitely not like that. A lot of tire going on. All right, let's take this thing out for a spin. It sounds awesome. You can hear the turbo blow off. It's nice. This thing moves pretty well too. It even does burnouts like all the rest of them, as it should. Finally, we've got a Duramax that has the proper gear count, an actual boosted launch ability, and does burnouts. This thing is tall too. Oh gosh. It's not running off the road here, but this thing is tall. How it should be. I mean, it's 2500 HD. The cab lights are sick. That's so nice. This truck is awesome. I'm going to buy so many trims. I don't know where I'm going to find the space, but I guess I'll have to. Oh! Almost hit the signs, but I'm good. Made it through. Sounds like an actual LB7. Sounds awesome. You got the 5-speed Allison in here. Tops out at like 126. Okay. Not like people really care about that on a diesel truck. I'm mostly gonna be using this to just, you know, role play and stuff. It's gonna be fun. There's so many trims that you can just do stuff with. It's gonna be awesome. Finally actually hearing Duramax sounds in the game again, since I know some people have been complaining that they've been broken. There'll be some new ones. So nice. I didn't really care too much for the O2 2500 front ends before, but they are quite nice, just like the cat eyes. Recently I've been growing on to like them a lot. They look super beefy. Funny story actually, a few months back I was on the custom offsets gallery looking at some of the O2 2500s on there and was really digging them. Literally not even an hour later, WoW sent me a progress picture and told me he was making one for GV. Since that point though, that truck was redone from the ground up by him and Doggone, and here we are. It moves. Drop a couple gears, get going. Not really disappear, but still a diesel truck after all. A stock one. Finally, having boosted launches though is so nice. I'll be able to win off the line races finally. Let's make it back to daytime. Forget the midnight cruise. But yeah, there's the Duramax LB7 chopping away. I'm not sure how the engines are gonna go. All the tunes at the time of making this are still kind of in development. Sounds are still being thrown around. Stuff is still going on with these trucks currently. Stuff is going to change. But even as is, these trucks are so much fun to just mess around with. And they look dang good doing it. Hearing that turbo spool down. right here is the 1500 beater. I'd actually go as far to say that this is a realistic beater. I saw one kind of like this and it was green. The bed is not quite right. I've seen so many 10th gen F-150s that just have the bed like this. And I wonder what the frame looks like here. The frame's actually fine, which is interesting. Not like the other one where it's completely destroyed. But there are definitely rust patches on this. There's a rust patch on the bed, plenty of dents. I don't even know how some of these dents are possible, but guess they are. Some rust on the bottom of the fender right there. But the license plate is falling down. Did the other one have the license plate falling down? Oh no, the license plate's fine on this, but not this one, which is surprising considering. This one, I think they literally went all out. Everything is broken on it, except the license plate. It's almost identical rust, I think. I don't know if it's... No, it's not identical. There's a bigger rust spot on this side. Really rusty on this side. Oh, nothing on this fender. This fender actually... Oh, never mind. I was going to say it was perfect condition, but... some rust on the tailgate. I don't know how that happened, but... Okay. Really realistic. No muffler. Well, there's literally a muffler that you see physically right there, but don't worry about that. It shouldn't have one. This one swings just as well as the other ones. It does it really well. Swings really wide, and yeah, this is auto donuts right now. Auto donuts. Absolutely not touching the keyboard. I hope it stays this way so you can experience this yourself. This is fun. Still going. How long can I keep it going for? Ah, right then it just stops. It's not too much different to this one driving wise, I don't think, but it is really wonky. I think this is even wonkier than the last one by far. Oh my gosh, this thing is bouncy. This thing has no problems getting up anything. Everything on this truck is pretty worn, but it's realistically worn. Like, you see trucks like this. Why am I going in here? I don't really know. Uh-oh. For a moment, I didn't think that auto flip. Let's do a burnout near this Easter egg. Oh, don't get stuck. Do not get stuck. Come on, get out, get out, get... I have to take this very carefully. Come on, do not get in. Oh, made it out. Let's get out of here. Go up. Bouncing around a ton. What if the truck just splits in half? What if I take this thing to the park? See how fast it goes. I think it was like 130 last time I checked. Alright, 129. Oh! Can you potentially drive over the benches? I'm trying to find anything to drive over right now. Oh! Oh! It got up there for a second! Oh my gosh, this thing... I told you can go up anything. Uh-oh. 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 Come on, get unstuck. Come on. You can do it. Nope. Just keeps on chugging. Can I flex on top of the table? Can I literally get it back on top of the table? You can just see it wanting to try to go up there, but the hitboxes are not letting it. Come on, come on. Did it once, do it again. This doesn't feel like getting back up there once it got stuck on the table. Oh! Oh! Yes! Yeah, look at that flex! That is definitely a flex. It's pretty much just clipping onto nothing, but the tunes on this, the possibilities are endless. It's like a sandbox tune. The bumper valence is kind of falling down. Oh no. Anyway, you really notice the bed. Oh! Oh! Yes! That's perfect. Perfect. Almost touching the ground there. There's so much suspension travel. Slammed up front. At least finally the plate is is technically, you know, where it should be. It's kind of like the center caps in the middle of the Rolls Royce wheel. You know, it just stays where it should be. That's a flex if I've ever seen one. Literally just parked on top of a table. Am I supposed to be parked here? Is this a no parking zone or? Let's realistically get this thing down. Oh! Oh! Back on the road or the grass. Now after doing that, I need to like drive up everything because I have so many curiosity points. I'm just ruining this truck. Let's get up here. Oh, I should be able to just bank this in. New parking space, guys. Just made my own. You know, covered parking in the park. I'm having the most fun with these extended cabs for some reason. Guess I'm, oh, American flag? America. Alright. I guess that's pretty much about it to do with this. This thing was pretty fun to mess with. Definitely, oh no, I think I'm stuck for real this time. Am I actually? I might be able to get it unstuck. Oh! This truck has some serious talent. Well, that's the 0102 beater, 1500. Right here, smack dab in the middle, is the 2002 1500 HD quadrasteer. Right here, it has the quadrasteer like bump in the bed, the extra little width to it to cover up the wheel there. It looks like almost a mini dually, like a squished dually fender. This is a 1500, but it's an HD with a 6.0, and it's got quadrasteer on it, which is definitely the coolest part to this one. It's got the chrome mirror caps, the chrome door handles, some side molding here, crew cab with the 6.5 foot bed, which you couldn't get from 99 to 02 unless you got a 1500 HD or a 2500. What's kind of funny about this one is it sits up high like a 2500, but it's a 1500 HD with the fender flares that are color matched, and it has the grille, bumper, hood off of 1500. It does have cab lights, however, to account for the extra width, I presume. This is the final one to try out today, and by the glitched wheels, you may be able to tell it's, you know, quadrasteer. I don't know if it has a 6.0 startup yet. I'm not sure. I think that's a 4.8 startup. Sounds the same as the 5.3 and the 4.8. And here's the quadrasteer. It's four-wheel steering. This was an actual thing. It's a pretty unique feature, pretty ahead of its time. Now that a lot of people are doing, you know, four-wheel steering on their vehicles, especially electric trucks. Really tight turning radius you can make with this thing. Let's try to do a U-turn here. Still have to go on the sidewalk, but, you know, a lot better than it would be. Not quite as many point turns as you'd have to usually make. This thing is all-wheel drive, so no burnouts with this one. But it is really fast off the line. And not very much afterward. Actually, it's not that bad. I remember it being worse. Swinging around here. Oh gosh, that quadrasteer. When you get up to speed in this truck, it actually crab walks. Let me show you what I mean. When you get up to like 85 or higher, it kind of does a little bit of a crab walk. You have to be really precise with it because it's kind of weird once you first do it. I was so confused when it first happened. Look at this. It kind of just does a shimmy from side to side, crab walk. It's so weird. And apparently it looks even weirder from afar. Like, this is what you do to keep your lane. Like, you just turn. If you turn for too long, then you kind of lose control and actually start turning. But if you kind of just tap it, you know, back and forth, you kind of, oh gosh. It's 4-speed. 127. Oh, it's shaking a little bit. Oh gosh. Oh. Didn't hit anything. Just like, oh yeah, I gotta go switch a lane. Let me just grab walk over there. Let me switch a lane again. Let me just grab walk back over there. Oddly, it's more controllable the faster you're going. Actually, never mind. Hold on. I gotta get this thing back on the road. It's gonna take a moment. Don't hit that tree. Don't hit that tree. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That was a little close there. The way that the 1500 HD exists is kind of weird to me, like how this even fit in the lineup. There's so many weird GMT800s that most people probably don't know exist, but this does exist. There's so many weird things that you can do with these trucks. All these different trims have got their weird quirks. Those are the 2002 Silverados. With that, that's a review of these trucks. Absolutely awesome. Really happy I got to contribute a bit to these trucks. Big thanks to Hunter for that. And of course, letting me test out these trucks for a video in general. Plus, we can't forget Doggone and Wow for making these things and taking some suggestions. Incredibly excited for these trucks to come out and to hear what you guys think of them. That's all from me. See ya.